It is the
11th.
11th
The 11th.
at 10:52 p.m. and the rain is increasing. That's kind of boring. Boring. Right, boring next to that.
Did you lose weight?
Oh, I sure did. I lost 3 pounds in 2 days.
That's what I like to hear. My dollar system's working great.
Wow.
I feel like everyone should join it.
242.5.
I feel like anyone wants to talk to me about joining my dollar system dieting, it's guaranteed to lose you some weight over time.
Not
You
a
can
big
hit
fan.
me up.
I'm not a big fan. If our devoted fan is watching this now, they will have known that at one point during episode 7, the heat came on, there was activity out there, plus we were whispering. So you could not hear heads or tails of the audio. I could hear it just barely enough to figure out what we were saying. And I had to do a little bit of light voiceover work. I just went...
Did I have my voice done over?
Yeah.
And did you add a lot of accent to it? Does it sound like me?
No.
I like how we don't know how it sounds when we're talking this episode. I don't know how it sounds because I hadn't heard it. But I will be previewing it maybe next week. And also should have episode 10 ready for preview. We might have a double feature. Are you accurate on what was said?
Oh, yeah.
My goal is to stay under an hour an episode. I don't really go over that.
Over an hour. And
We might lose Sarah.
might lose our only viewer.
Oh, we gain one here. Maybe Andy will fire up one.
Do you think are people viewing these videos?
I should probably see if we got comments.
I can't. I'm not looking.
I'll also respond to all comments.
Ooh, man.
Personally, until we get too big, and then I'll have to hire an AI.
I don't want to see the comments. This rain's really coming through on the audio.
I didn't know the YouTube there, they can do a...
Put you right to sleep.
I think episode 39, I should be at my weight goal.
Wow.
That's my prediction. Episode 39 would be approximately about September, October.
That's kind of what I wanted to be at my goal as well.
And I should be at 180. I'm at 230 right now.
If I did the call with Laura, you got your phone up there. You got the studio camera up there.
Yeah. You can FaceTime me.
So
to get a live
if I wanted that angle, I would have to use my phone.
Or use my backup phone.
Oh, yeah, the backup phone. The backup phone.
Now it's missing right now is a problem. I'll update my diet. Keep it short and sweet. I lost 3 pounds this week. 233.8. Now I'm at 230.8. Next week I'm hoping to hit maybe the 228, 227 region. That's it. We've talked about all your topics.
There was another topic I had, but I can't remember it.
Is it about work?
I don't think so.
I wonder if me and you could get in tiger training.
Probably for about a couple of days until we get killed by the tiger.
Right now, it wouldn't be a wise idea, but I've been thinking about getting me one of them bigger cats. Not a tiger. They're like a cat, but they're big. They're more like a medium-sized dog. I can't think of the name of them, but I'm sort of liking them.
Panther.
No, that's a damn... I'm talking... They look like... They meow like a cat, but they're like... They got paws like a dog. They're...
Oh, does it start with an L?
Yeah, I think so. There's 2 of them. But one's bigger, and that one you shouldn't have. That one's more of an outdoor wilderness. But you can get the other one. It's more of indoor. And they can jump. I want an exotic animal.
Start off with a nice exotic fish. Move it up to some sort of reptile.
You know, we saved an old person once. Me and my dad. Did I ever tell you that story?
I don't think so.
You know, over there in Goulitsville by Firehouse Subs?
Oh, yeah.
You know, back there in that... Behind there's a business park.
Oh, yeah.
We went back there. I think my dad was teaching me to drive. And we were driving around this thing. Earning the drive. It used to be like vacant back there. That's where me, my uncle, and my sister learned to drive the truck. The Ranger.
Where?
Okay, you know, if you go straight across, like you're going to Firehouse. If you're going to Firehouse Subs, you know...
Oh, yeah. Gotta get every last drop.
You go across the street, right? You're going to Firehouse, the parking lot.
I can't picture what's across the street from Firehouse.
Don't forget. Okay, instead of turning into that parking lot, keep going straight back. You go across the red light that we got pulled over for you hanging out the window at Walgreens.
Yeah.
Instead of turning into the parking lot where Publix is to go to Firehouse, just keep going back that way. There's a business.
Towards Beach High School?
No, you're going across that road.
Oh, you're going across.
Yeah, because you gotta get the Firehouses in there.
Oh, so you keep going.
Keep going. Don't turn into the parking lot. Keep going back there, and there's a business park, all back there. There's also Old Timer Home back there, but they used to be vacant back there. They just built the road with no businesses.
Huh. I'm putting this right there. That's what's happening.
Well, I learned how to drive when I was about 13 years old, maybe 14. First time I drove on the road, it was, well, I don't know if the law would care, but I was only 14. I learned to drive when I was 13, 14, but we went back there. It was like on a Super Bowl Sunday. It was cold outside, and he's teaching me to drive. And all of a sudden, we see this old person that's fallen over in the field. I mean, literally, they're like gonna die.
Oh, that's not funny.
I mean, like it was like 20 degrees outside, and they had walked out of the nursing home without them seeing it, and just started walking off. And they had fallen down, so we had to drive to the nursing home down the street, and we told them, there's an old person who escaped. I guess y'all need to go get them or something. And they were all freaking out. I don't know what else happened, but we probably saved that person's life, to be honest, because that place was vacant, and it was Super Bowl Sunday. Might have been 01, 02, no, 03 probably. I learned to drive that young.
Well, at least you didn't run over the old man.
It was an old lady.
Oh. This is a great angle.
I like it.
And I don't think this is in the shot because it's so far out there. I don't know. I could be wrong. But if we were really rolling in the money, we had 2 actual cameras on each booth like this. So 3 cameras.
Masterpiece.
Because that's a good angle. That gets you and possibly a profile of me. Possibly.
One thing I always learned at my job is you never work too hard. You never want to be the hardest worker.
Oh.
Because you know what the hardest worker gets?
More work.
Yes.
I figured that out at Jimmy John's when I was slicing like no tomorrow.
God, you be slicing. You know
That
what?
was a mistake.
I did the dishes every night.
Because as soon as they figured out I could slice halfway decent, I could never go back and say, oh, I forgot
Chris
how
would
to
just
do it.
stick you on there like a robot.
Go do some cheese.
God, he'd be piled up.
Hated
there.
that cheese.
Me,
I almost went back to work there before this framing job came up. I almost thought about going back.
It would be the same. It'd be like the 90s show now they got out. They got the 70s show, 90s show. No. It's a whole new... No one's there originally.
No one.
Maybe you get... I don't think I could work at Jimmy John's without Craig.
Andy
Chris.
said someone he used to work with is back there now, but I don't know who that is.
Is it old Mr.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think we worked with him.
Okay.
Well, that's the end of that.
At least you got some footage.
Well, I would go longer, but I don't have the space.
If I have the other phone, you can go all day.
But that is a good angle. That angle right there.
Well, I like it.
Not too bad. Me and Andy all tried the CarMax game for a time.
And Andy lasted the longest. Did y'all leave officially under good terms, or did you do a?
Andy, I think, gave 2 weeks. Me, I was gonna get a bonus if either of us, if you do an employee referral and they stay there for 30 days or whatever.
You didn't make it. No.
You get that bonus.
How much was it?
It was like probably 500 or something.
No, he should have cut you in.
It might have been 3 months we had to stay.
Okay.
I don't know. I know Andy might have been close. Andy might have made it. When I decided I couldn't do it anymore, I called out a few days there.
I remember.
And then I just kind of started thinking about it, and I started thinking I don't want to do this with my life. I ended up texting first, and we just had like a conversation with just metaphors. I didn't really. I just texted him. I said,
It's like the mafia talking.
I said
nothing.
I think I'm gonna be going to. I'm gonna be launching to Mars soon, And he texted me back and he said, "Why would you want to do that?" And I said, I just gotta go.
Oh my
He wasn't happy.
I
He
would
just
have been
was
sort of like,
disappointed. So then I texted the shift leader dude and told him I'm not gonna be coming in.
damn. Oh.
And I don't think he responded to my text message.
What was your favorite exit from a company?
Oh, the post office. That was a
I warned you that was a bad idea. I tried to give you
no.
multiple.
You did warn me, and I didn't do
warned
it.
you. I
The
said-
original thing I was gonna do was I was gonna leave a note, and you said it looked like a suicide note. So I didn't do that.
My idea was you should have just told one of the clerks or one of the supervisors. You should have just been like, or talked to a union official.
I thought I told the lady that I thought
That
was
lady
in
does
charge.
nothing. No, that lady.
I gave her the badge. I said I will not be
I thought you
needing
gave
this.
the badge to the lady at the
anymore.
office, the clerk.
Yeah.
Office. That lady's nothing.
You telling me?
That lady just answers the phone.
I came in there for my last.
and that was probably that old lady. Was it old lady?
Oh, she was old.
That lady don't even like me when she worked there.
God.
That lady was by the book.
I came in, but she's fired me. But I quit. I
She
came
don't have
in.
anything to do with that, though.
I snuck in there to get my last paycheck, like 2-3 weeks after it had all blown over, and my badge was still on the wall.
You should have got
Didn't
it.
even know it was there.
You should have got it.
Meanwhile, they send me a letter saying they're letting me go because I have poor attendance, and then I'm like, whoa, I quit this job. Now they're firing me. How dare they? And then a few days go by, I get the exact same letter again. Your attendance stinks. You're fired. So that's on my employment history record.
I would just leave it out.
But when they do a background check, these things come up.
Just tell them.
And
I don't
then,
know what to tell 'em.
like a fool, I tried to apply to be a postman at the Hendersonville post office after that happened.
I got rehired at the post office.
That lady that works at Hendersonville, we were not
Ooh.
seeing. I feel like she decided that
Was
she
that
didn't
lady
like me as
had a
soon as-
northern accent?
Probably, I don't remember.
Was she a bigger lady, slightly bigger? Do you remember at all? It's been a while.
She was a stout.
Yeah, that lady didn't like me. I had a story once. I guess I can go into some of my
I
stories.
feel like she decided she didn't like me as soon as I walked in the room. It was game over.
Now I don't know. It depends on the position. What was the position? Was it a city carrier? Because how that office worked, it was the big boss. Then you got a rural carrier boss sort of, and then this city carrier. You got these under positions. When I went in there for my interview, I was passing everything pretty good, and then she said, "What's your driving record like?" And I was like, "I had one crash like a while back."
I didn't even get to that.
And she was like, "What happened?" I was like, "I rear-ended someone," and it was like right next door. It was like on the same street almost. And she was like, "You know what? That happened a long time ago. We move on." Then I was hired. It takes forever though. But when I was working there, that lady, the next lady that came in, that was my boss. Ooh, me and her didn't see eye to eye a lot of times. I had this one customer. They would always call and complain that I left their mailbox open, and their mail would get wet. Their mailbox was like from 1960. It would not stay open. And I had one of the other carriers gave me the idea and said, "You should tape that mailbox shut every day." So when she brought me in there to talk about this complaint, I said, "Could I tape the mailbox shut every day?" She did not find it funny. I thought it was a good idea. So you know what I did every day? I took a picture every day that I closed the mailbox. So on my phone for a while there, I had a shit ton of pictures of this same mailbox every day. And I'm doing the same thing now at work. I can't show you. I got called out the other day that I don't go get mail off of a machine later at night that I'm supposed to. And I said, you know what? I do go get mail. So now I take down detailed notes of my exact time, and I'll write it down how many trays I got off the machine. Last night, I was doing everything by the book, and I don't work overtime right now. And I took myself off that list. And it went to hell last night. Friday went to hell. There was no one there. Everyone was behind. They were freaking out. And I casually wrote down a note on a piece of paper with my handwriting. And I said, I didn't go rob up the mail tonight because we didn't make it to that zone. And I drew a smiley face and said, have a good night. and taped it to the monitor. I was trying to be nice. Because
I
whoever
wouldn't
was
have
going to
taken it as
take over,
nice.
whoever was going to take over for me was in for a hell of a surprise. Because it was not looking good that night. We were like 5 hours behind schedule.
Oh.
The machine wasn't running right. I tell you what, Comcast, I don't know about their mail. Their mail broke the machine all night. When I was a mailman, though, going back to topics, the guy who came in, who took over, told me that not everyone can do this job.
You're telling me.
And maybe I was one of them people. I came in that day and I had hit a trash can and broke the mirror off the truck. And he asked me, was the trash can okay? And I said, yeah. And then he said, did you let them know? And I was like, oh, yeah. Well, not really. I mean, I don't think I could break a trash can. I didn't hit it full speed. I just clipped the mirror and snapped it off. If I folded in the mirrors when I got into neighborhoods, I could get real close.
Wow.
So I didn't need mirrors in the neighborhood on my side.
Uh-oh.
Because I could get so close. And if I timed it just right, I could open up the mailbox without stopping and then throw the mail in and keep going. I had that whole neighborhood. It was like 500 homes at that point in there. It was a terrible mess. And I would deliver in there, and they had put up all these stupid trees by the sidewalks. And I was so close to the sidewalk because I didn't have the mirror in. One day I hit one of them branches, and it flinged back like a rubber band effect and hit me right in the face, the whole branch. Just flipped into my face. And I was so angry. I got out of the truck and started yelling at the tree. And I threatened it with a chainsaw, and I never came back. I was going to cut down every tree in that neighborhood. It hit me so hard. It put like a
Mirrors out or the mirrors in?
I folded the mirror in so I could get close to the mailboxes.
Oh, yeah.
And I got too close to the sidewalk, and that branch was sticking out too far. And it like hit the thing, came in, and then went, smacked me right in the head.
Oh, no. I wonder if anyone was watching.
I wish they had Ring cameras back then. It might actually.
Oh, thank goodness they didn't. Thank goodness they didn't.
It would be funny if they did have a camera because there was these cookies sitting there. I think they were from the neighbors to them. And I decided to open up the bag and have me like 5 of them.
Man, I
just started popping them. I left them some. I had this one kid also stop me this one time. It was like 8 p.m. at night. It wasn't my normal route, but it was December and I was out sort of late. It was like 8 p.m., 8:30. And this little 8-year-old boy came out there and said, "My mama said, you're running real late." And I said, "I have a bunch of packages to drop off. That's why I'm so late." I did have a drunk guy chase me one time. I've had the Crown Vic, which I don't think you ever saw it.
I never saw her. I've never even seen a picture of it.
Ooh, I'll find one.
Beautiful.
Well, maybe. I won't promise it, but I might have one.
It's probably like 2007.
My dad, the story of that was this. Give you a juicy story. Don't bid on something on an auction website because you can probably end up buying it. My dad's coworker jokingly put a bid on this car off of the old...
this is a joke?
Oh, yeah. He was just joking around. He was like, I'm going to bid on this cop car. It was on the Metro's government website where they sell cop cars and like drug dealer shit. And he won it for like $1,000. It was hit by the side and the transmission was a little messed up. He bought it and then he got into it and fixed it up and he put all the stuff back in it. He put the little computer mount on it. It looked like a cop car. And he would get free food sometimes. Occasionally, they would be like,
"Well, your dad looks like a cop too."
Well, it wouldn't be my dad. It was him driving it at that time. My dad would be. They'd be looking like the Blues Brothers, probably riding around the thing. It was pretty quick too. And finally, he got bored of it, and he offered it to my dad. And my dad ended up with it and handed it down to myself as my first vehicle. But then, what we would call the gas crisis of '08 hit. It was about $4 a gallon, I think, back then. I only drove it 3 or 4 times by myself. My mom, now there's a funny, I feel like you might enjoy this. My mom took all her sisters for a ride in it once and went out and ate in it.
All of them?
Like 6 of them.
Wow.
Because it had a bench seat, so you could fit 3 in the front and 3 in the back.
Wow.
All the sisters were in the cop car with my mom short self driving it. And that car was wide. It was wider than the Buick, I think. I sold it and bought the Saturn. Talking about the Saturns.
Beautiful car.
Some of our listeners probably don't even know what a Saturn is. They're great vehicles.
They fix themselves?
Saturn, I think they started in the 80s, but they didn't make their first car till 92 or 93. I sold the Crown Vic probably about May, and we probably were just starting to talk, but you probably hadn't come over yet. And then I had that money sort of just sitting there building up, because I was building up, graduation money.
So I started coming into the picture when you had the money building up.
Yeah, I think I had just sold the car. We were probably talking, but you probably hadn't seen it because I wasn't driving it to school. I didn't feel comfortable really driving it because it was so wide, the Crown Vic. How long have we been going?
Hour and a half.
Ooh, we're going to have to wrap it up.
We got 20-something% on the Jackery.
Laura's, you know what Laura's friend was telling me about? I feel like you would enjoy Laura's friend. She went to a health center the other day and passed out donuts.
Ooh.
She went to a health center. She said she was passing out donuts because she said it just makes you
for the heck of it?
Makes you feel happy. Don't a donut make you feel happy?
I'd have to agree with that.
That's what she was saying.
I could go for about a dozen.
I feel like you would like Vicky. Vicky, she's a Christian woman. She goes to church. We were talking about donut prices the other day, me and her. I was like, damn, you were handing out donuts. Donuts are expensive.
I imagine they have a good donut up there.
Now, when we go up there, are you wanting to drive? Are you wanting to fly? Laura said when I come back that I can bring the guitar with me. I'm not bringing the guitar on the Southwest. Can't do it.
Well, I'm
sorry.
gonna say drive then. Let's drive.
Now we drive. I want to knock it out in one day. Can it be done?
But
it's 18 hours.
If you do 9 and I do 9, I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep soundly while you're doing your 9.
18 hours there, 18
Why
hours
don't
back.
we just do? I just figured it out. We'll do shifts of 3, 3 hours, 3 hours. Take a nice break. 3 hours, 3 hours. Another little break. 3 hours, 3 hours.
It's gonna be
We're
like
there.
24 hours to get there.
Well,
How long
like
was
to
the
take my
breaks?
time. Not long enough. Just long enough to.
Can I see what? We should stop at a monk place though.
Oh yeah. Well, that might take several hours.
I want to talk about what parish I'm from.
Oh, that guitar. You can break down that guitar. Well, the neck's gonna be about 2.5 feet. Any way you look at it, unless you
Do you
just
think I
break
can put
it
it in
in
a
half.
trench coat and bring it on the plane? I won't promise you, but I will try. You should remind me to try to get the guitar.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
I was seeing a little bit of Laura's place. She has a 2-bedroom, so she said I could stay there. Most likely, one of us could stay there too if we needed to. Into the summer, maybe summerish, up there.
I'm somehow. Ooh, how long would that be?
I'm taking 4 nights to. Well, if we're driving, I'm gonna have to say 5 nights, man. At least, maybe 6. That's why I like the flying. Now we flew up there. That would add. We wouldn't have to be gone as long.
I would be open to flying, but I would not. Once I'm up in the air, I'm good. But
I could give you something to help with
coming-
that. I could give you a gummy. That might not help.
Probably not.
You might have the same response that I had in the 7th episode.
I have to ask for it off before March 18th.
I like it.
So
I
I
had to
just
give
write it in the thing.
a
And then,
45-day notice myself.
but really, since everyone, I think I can probably get off because I can't really do much. What did I just say?
Sorry.
I'm starting to lose track of my.
I farted. And it smells bad.
I thought you were. I haven't breathed in yet. I still haven't breathed in. I'm gonna take precautionary movement.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Ooh, man. Maybe it's time to wrap it up on that bombshell. You might have heard it, too, in editing. You might want to make a time note to listen for it. Or I guess if I start laughing. You know why?
thought you were laughing at me because I was so boring.
It hit me. I thought you were gonna say something.
I had the headphones on, so I couldn't hear it.
Well, I could just feel it.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
oh yeah. Oh, you gotta make the schedule in advance.
I gotta make it in advance.
Okay, well.
And I think since I only work like 4 days a week, my boss man, or they can do without me. I think I can probably get off.
Okay, let's end it. Especially
I'll just leave the door open for now, just for a second.
Then we're gonna end it. I don't know what time it is. My watch is broken.
12:51 a.m.
Yeah, let's end it because it's getting late.
Okay.
Bye. Ta-da. See you later.
Like and subscribe if you can be bothered.
Oh yeah.
If you even made it this far.
I'm gonna polish your bell. Sounds like someone's been digging the hell out of this.